So I'm nervous, guys. I'm nervous because I have a couple hundred people looking at me, and my brother called this morning and he said, Ashley, when you go on the stage, just be yourself, like Renita said. So I want to know if you guys have heard of the nursery rhyme, The Five Little Monkeys. Y'all heard of that? Okay. So one monkey jumped, and all the other monkeys followed suit. Have you guys heard about the saying, monkey see, monkey do? Y'all heard that? Okay. So these monkeys, they teach us the importance of the role of social learning in our lives. Social learning takes place every day. You guys are watching me, and my hope is that you'll learn something. 365 days a year, we are constantly absorbing data. Adults and parents, we have to understand that we are the models. And our actions teach children how to behave or how not to behave. So with social learning, each and every one of us learn from the things that we observe. I want you to imagine a young child watching her mother prepare dinner. So the mom's in the kitchen whipping up a meal, and the child goes into the cabinet and she gets a pan and she gets a utensil. And she begins to imitate the behaviors that she sees her mother doing. This is social learning. The problem is that adults hammer education, schooling, and the infamous question, what would you like to be when you grow up? As if kids really know. When I was about 10 years old, I was at a reunion with my uncle, and he always had a challenging question. So he said, Ashley, I want you to tell me what order these three words go in. He said, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I had no clue what he was talking about. So I just repeated what he said, and I said, first is knowledge, then is wisdom, then is understanding. He said, not quite, but I want you to try again. So I said, okay, knowledge, understanding, and then wisdom. He said, absolutely. Knowledge is content. Understanding is comprehension of that content. And wisdom is when you are able to learn from the actions of others. So what I was able to learn from my life experiences is when I tapped in to the knowledge of those around me, I was able to really live through their experiences. And there's this thing called self-doubt. So self-doubt is something that I have struggled with, regardless of how successful I become or how many degrees I have. I have 4. But I had to realize that people are still watching me, just like you all, and that my actions matter. So one of my mentors sent me a message, and she said, Ashley, I want you to know that you're a trendsetter. My thought was, who, me? She said, you're a trendsetter, and people may not understand what you do or why you're doing what you do or even how you're doing the things that you're doing. And I thought, wow, Maybe people really do see me. And then I received a social media message from one of my followers, and she said, "It is because I have listened to you and I've watched you that I now know what it is that I want to do with my life." And I'm like, from watching me? Or maybe it was at one time when my 8-year-old daughter said, "Mommy, can we go to Dubai for my 9th birthday?" Now, listen, she's traveled internationally. She's been to about 10 or 11 countries. So I thought, what an amazing question, but I don't know if she knows how costly Dubai is. And so I asked her, "Nyla, are you going Dubai the ticket?" And she looked at me and I looked at her. We didn't go to Dubai for her 9th birthday. COVID happened. So what I've realized also is that people watch you all as well. In life, you may not think that people are watching you, but they are. In our education system, it lacks creativity, it lacks connectedness, and it lacks relationship building. We have got to incorporate social learning into our school systems. I hated school growing up. I was literally from one school to the next school, and it just seemed like instability to me. That may not be your story, but it's mine. I'm up here, so it's my story. Then I had to say that there were 3 things that I wanted when I was a child. I wanted to play with my friends. I wanted to eat all of my favorite snacks. And I also kind of wanted to be an adult because adulting seemed pretty cool. Did you guys want to be an adult when you grow up? Maybe not. But then something happened in my life and I actually became an adult. So now I just want 2 things. I want to see how I can be a kid again, if that's even possible. And I also want to see how to incorporate regular routine naps into my daily schedule. You know those naps that we used to fight and try to run from as kids because we thought we missed something? Well, now that I'm adult, I'm trying to figure out how I can do this again, right? Because adulting is not cool. So what I seen as a child, I thought it was what I wanted, and then I came here and I realized this is not really what I wanted. Can I reverse the hands of time and try to possibly learn a little bit more? So I told you about the story earlier with my uncle. That story helped me to understand that we have to learn how to be present in the presence of others. That is where the real magic happens. We have to learn how to grant ourselves permission to not be on social media, to not scroll, because we might just miss something that we need. Wisdom is learning from the actions of others, is what my uncle told me. And so our role in the community, we can do many things, but I just want to tell you about 3 things that you can do to promote social learning in your environment. You can get a group of like-minded people together. You can mentor the kid down the street that wants to do something, wants to learn how to do something that you have expertise in. Or you can teach someone about your personal life experiences. School systems don't teach us these things. They have very strict requirements on the curriculums and the state guidelines. And so with these curriculums and state guidelines, many times the traditional classroom setting restricts what it is that children can learn. And so I'm doing my part. I'm starting within my home, and I'm being an example for those that watch me, like you all, hoping that you'll learn something. And I just want to let you know that you also can do your part. So in my closing, I want you all to know that your actions matter. Whether you think someone is watching or someone is not watching, I want you to know that someone is always watching. So I want you to be the change that you want to see in the world. I'm Dr. Ashley Lowe-Simmons, and this is the magic of social learning. Thank you.